Welcome back to StarCast, everybody. Thanks for joining for episode 4. Today, Austin's joining me, also known as AJ. And today we're just going to go over one of the most pivotal points in Star Wars, which was Order 66. The Order 66 came from Palpatine on behalf of the Empire.
Yeah.
Which was essentially created from the Republic, which they took over through the Senate.
Yep.
Palpatine gained, it was Supreme Chancellor?
Yeah. He was Chancellor, and then Supreme Chancellor. It was a made-up new title.
Yeah. Nominated by Jar Jar Binks himself.
Yeah. Darth Jar Jar.
Darth Jar Jar. We definitely need to do a deep dive into Darth Jar Jar.
I would love that.
That'd be awesome. Comment below if you think we should do a deep dive into Darth Jar Jar, because I think that'd be pretty sweet. Okay, so Palpatine took over the Senate, and I guess the whole thing was the clones turning and executing all of the Jedi to eliminate them as the threat and essentially allow the Sith to rise entirely to power.
Yeah.
Am I tracking correctly here?
Yeah. So it was a long, drawn-out plan by Palpatine, like decades in the making, like sometime in between The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
So I kind of want to start from the perspective of Revenge of the Sith,
yeah,
where you see, I don't remember chronologically which the first Jedi to be struck down was, but I mean, you see Obi-Wan.
Well, I think Obi-Wan is the first one that you see attempted to get killed.
Okay. And they miss. And because he falls to the bottom and then it cuts to the other Jedi. Yeah,
it cuts to multiple Jedi getting offed.
And this is right after Lord Sidious, a.k.a. Palpatine, and Mace Windu.
Their whole conflict.
Yeah, face off, which is the turning point for Anakin to Darth Vader. A lot of really critical aspects in the Star Wars universe take place right along this timeline. We see Obi-Wan get blasted down.
Yeah, then you see Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yeah, that's right.
The cone-headed one. Yep. He's on that snow planet.
You play that in Battlefront.
Yeah, one of the greatest games of all time.
It is one of the greatest games of all time.
You see Plo Koon get shot out. He was flying.
That's right.
In a starfighter.
Yeah.
You see
Master Plo Koon is the guy with the mask.
Yeah. You see Ayla Secura. She's the Twi'lek, the blue Jedi. She gets shot in the back, and then she's dead on the ground. And they just keep shooting her.
Oh yeah, it's a whole mess of them on Felucia. Yeah. And the whole time you see the clones picking up their transponder, and it's Lord Sidious saying, "Execute Order 66." And they're like, "Yes, sir, right away, sir." One of my favorite scenes from that, though, is when Yoda just goes down. He feels something wrong, and the clone walks back from getting the order from Sidious, and right as he's about to pew pew, Yoda already decapitated him and his buddy.
Yeah, I know. They hadn't even had a chance to completely draw. Yeah. They had him down here, and they went like heads decapitated.
Yeah. Yoda's not playing around.
And I like how the Wookiees, Chewbacca and the other Tarful, the other Wookiee, they didn't even ask questions. They're like, "Oh, okay, here, hop on, let's go."
I love that too, dude. It's
they weren't
so
even like,
funny.
"Bro, you just killed him." Yeah, and his pal.
Well, I mean, Yoda's a general, and they were just commanders or lower. So.
True.
Because Yoda was usually with Cody, right?
No, Cody was part of Obi-Wan's.
Oh, okay.
Battalion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. And Rex.
Yeah. Well, at first it was both of them, and then once Anakin became a Jedi Knight, he took over his own battalion, and Rex went with him, and Cody stayed with.
Gotcha.
Obi-Wan.
Gotcha. So Anakin ran the 501st.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep. The most badass clone infantry in the Republic.
So essentially, Order 66 was, like I said earlier, the roll from Empire or the Republic into the Empire. You see Anakin become Darth Vader, and so originally were clones stormtroopers, or were stormtroopers always just kind of adopted and brought into it?
They used clones for as long as they could, but they knew, like, I'm pretty sure they couldn't clone anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew that they had an accelerated growth pattern, so they were going to get old quickly. So they started bringing in recruits, and then the clones got phased out of the Empire.
Gotcha. So what happened after Order 66?
They purged as many Jedi as they could in this scene right here.
Ahsoka also felt what was going on, like Yoda did.
Yeah,
and she kind of got out of the way too,
because she had a strong connection with Anakin. So.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but in that episode they explained like what happened to the clones. Like they didn't just turn. They weren't just following orders.
That's true.
They literally had no. They had no option. It was hardwired into their brain to execute the order.
Yeah, so everybody thought in Revenge of the Sith, kind of the first time you see the actual pivotal moment, Order 66. But then it was explained in the Clone Wars, right?
Yep.
That they had chips actually implanted in their brains.
When they were embryos.
Yeah. Which just goes to show that, you know, this whole Lord Sidious plotting this thing goes way back.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how he removed it from the, like, did Count Dooku do that before he left the Jedi Order?
How he removed what?
Kamino from the star maps?
Yeah, Dooku had to have done it.
Yeah.
At some point.
When he was still a Jedi, as Sidious was taking him on.
Yeah. He probably had fallen to the dark side for a while. And then Sidious probably told him to stay in the Jedi Order for a while and like kind of like a spy.
Yeah, manipulate a couple things before you go. Yeah, that piece was never filled in for me because it was Master something or another.
Sifo-Dyas.
Yeah, Master Sifo-Dyas, who had been dead for a long time, allegedly ordered those clones to be produced. And
you in Clone Wars, you end up finding him. They find him alive.
Really?
He's just like gone mad. He's like being held captive. I can't remember exactly, but I think by Dooku.
Oh.
But Sifo-Dyas had I think if I'm remembering correctly, had a rare Jedi ability to actually see like into the future.
Oh.
And so he saw a conflict coming, or Sidious using the Force might have made him see certain things, and then he ordered the clones. But Order 66 was put it in there. The way they were able to sneak it in there is as a in case the Jedi became treasonous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. So maybe it wasn't a part of Sidious's plot all along, or that's how they justified it.
Yeah, he might have used it to his advantage.
Yeah,
winged it.
Order 66 is such a funny number to use too.
Just reminds me of like 666.
Exactly. Yeah, six is the sign of the devil.
Yeah. Beast.
That's what my mama always said.
Mama said.
Mama said.
Yeah, no, she didn't mess with the number 6, dude. The number 6 would ruin her whole day.
Wow.
Yeah. She's funny, man. I love her.
That is funny. But yeah, so the clones didn't even know that they had these chips in their heads.
Some of them kind of figured it out.
Yeah, a couple of them in the middle of the Clone Wars TV show. They kind of get to the bottom of it, but the guy that the clone, his nickname was Fives.
Yeah.
He completely figured it out. He also figured out that Palpatine was behind the whole thing. And he went to go try to kill Palpatine, and Palpatine played like the victim and played it off. And it made him, Fives, seem like he was crazy.
I don't remember a lot of this. Is this late?
This is like season
Clone
3
Wars?
or 4, maybe 5.
Maybe I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I'm pretty early on in Clone Wars still, because I jumped on Rebels pretty hard, which I still have not finished yet.
You should definitely watch both when you have the time.
I've been playing a lot of PGA these days.
It's hard not to.
Man, I gotta get.
They dig into so much. There's so much backstory.
Yeah. I know, especially around the Order 66, which is pretty cool. I'm glad you watched it.
So, the basic of it is, though, they all have these chips put into their brains as embryos.
Yeah.
And when the code word was said, execute Order 66, it was a flip of a switch. They lost all their humanity because throughout the Clone Wars, I mean, in the movies, you couldn't really tell that they were any different from each other. But in the TV show, I mean, you see Rex, you see Fives, you see Cody. You can tell that they're all their own individual person. They're not like droids where they're just kind of walking through the motions.
Absolutely.
They all have different haircuts. Some of them have face tattoos.
Yeah, dude.
And so it makes it even harder to like understand why they would turn on the Jedi. Mm-hmm. And then once you find out that they physically couldn't make the choice.
Yeah.
But
because a lot of them just fought like a ton of battles together.
Oh yeah,
tons of battles. Yeah.
Like Rex. So I mean, you saw the last couple episodes of Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
So
I had the pleasure.
Rex and Ahsoka were best friends.
Yeah.
And they were so close that he was able to fight it for a half second and tell her to go find Fives. Gave her that small hint because he knew exactly what was going on right then. And it gives me chills thinking about it. I love that episode. Because he's like, he has a single tear coming down, and he's fighting it so hard, and then he just starts shooting at her. But I guess Rex, and then there was 2 other clones that were able to take their chips out. You see him in Rebels.
Yeah. Those other guys.
You're far enough where Rex is in Rebels, right?
Yeah. Okay, I think he's already played his part. I don't know how long he sticks around.
He's in there the whole time. Yeah. Because they're working him into that one scene in Return of the Jedi. Have you seen that picture where people are like, "That's Rex"?
Yeah,
you see him wearing that stuff at the towards the very end.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, Rex, Wolf, and Gregory. I don't know.
One of them like sold him out.
Yeah,
sold Ezra and the gang out.
Yeah, he turns his leaf over though.
He does. Yeah, he does.
He regrets it.
But it's hard not to with that band of hoodlums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're either gonna help them or you're gonna help them.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Let's talk about this scene from Order 66.
Okay. So we've all seen everything that happened in this.
Yeah.
But I heard in this Kenobi series, we might be getting some Hayden Christensen flashbacks with some more Jedi temple purging, some more hunting down Jedi as Vader afterwards.
No, yeah, that's gonna be sweet though. So you get flashbacks?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I think a lot of it's speculation.
Got it.
But Hayden Christensen's gonna be in the whole show, so it'd be kind of a waste to put him in the Vader suit the entire time.
Yeah, that's true.
And then another new show, Bad Batch.
That's right.
It takes place, I think it starts up before Revenge of the Sith and carries through Order 66.
That's going to be so cool. We just watched the trailer.
Yeah.
It's going to be flipping awesome, dude. They do a great job. That one's animated.
Yep.
But the Obi-Wan is not.
Live action. Ewan McGregor coming back, baby.
I think that's going to be so cool.
Good. And he's the actor, Ewan McGregor, is the right age to play a 10 years older Obi-Wan now because it's been 13 years since.
Worked out so well, dude. So well.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Only like a year until all that stuff comes out.
So that one's coming out in a year.
Early 2022, I think.
And then what's the other one?
Andor.
It's
on Cassian Andor. He's that guy from Rogue One.
Yeah. So I think, and you guys will have to comment or leave comments below and help us figure this out because we're not really sure what we want to do. But we're thinking about doing one episode per, the series that are coming out, or we can just kind of do like one long episode featuring everything. We'll leave it up to you guys though. Kind of help us figure that out. But yeah, so the Andor's coming out, and that's going to be later on down the road.
Yeah, it's 2022. I think most of these are slated for 2022, 2023. We're not getting another season of Mando until 2023. The Book of Boba is going to take its slate for a season.
Yeah. So it's the Mandalorian, but it's not from.
I don't know if it's even the Mandalorian. I think it's the Book of Boba, and then Mandalorian will take a gap year.
Gotcha. Interesting. Because, they didn't do... But why do they call it the Book of Boba? Because they do chapters all throughout it. I think
True.
it's still going to be under the Mandalorian.
That's a good point.
It would make sense to do a Book of Boba, 8 chapters in a Book of Boba, and then go back to, maybe Mando running
Book 2 of
Mandalore.
Yeah.
I think he's going to become Mandalore, dude.
I think he gets to keep that Darksaber.
That's going to be so sweet. So sweet. So we've digressed from Order 66. I think that's pretty much it, though, right?
Yeah. So for those that haven't seen Clone Wars, Ahsoka.
Did we talk about this scene?
No, we didn't.
We didn't talk about this scene.
We just talked about. We skipped. Yeah. So yeah, he's marching on the Jedi Temple right now, and he's about to just go lay waste to every single Jedi.
Padawans, dude.
Masters, knights, Padawans, even the younglings.
It is crazy. So crazy.
And everybody knows that iconic scene where he walks into to Yoda's like teaching room and the younglings like,
Master? What's going on, Master?
So I guess they either filmed or thought about filming a more extensive part of that to where we actually see him just killing the younglings.
Interesting.
But since the movie's technically like they make Star Wars made most of their money on toys, so kids are technically their target audience.
I don't know if that would sit well with me. I mean, it'd be the most sinister part of Star Wars by far.
Yeah. It would definitely be like, all right, yep, he's definitely on the dark side.
Yeah.
Nobody even presents a challenge for him, I don't think.
Yeah. So Anakin walks in there after it was actually his first mission as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
A lot of people think of Darth Vader as the suited up.
Yeah, he's officially Darth Vader. He's a Sith Lord right now.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I would like to see like a red lightsaber.
Yeah.
With Hayden Christensen here. That'd be pretty cool.
These couple scenes just makes me think like how badass would Darth Vader have been if Obi-Wan didn't turn him into a shish kebab.
Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think he gets more powerful though.
With the hate, but Palpatine purposely gave him the armor that he gave him because it's susceptible to Force lightning. It made it so Vader couldn't create Force lightning, and also Force lightning easily put him in check.
Huh.
So Palpatine made sure that Vader could never rise above him.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, which
he ultimately sacrificed himself. I mean, we all know the scene.
Yeah.
We all know the scene. Oh, what a wild ride. What a wild ride. So earlier we were talking about the one scene where you see the senator running to his cruiser and then
Bail Organa.
Yeah, Bail Organa. You were talking about one of the characters that pops up there.
Yeah, he's just showing up because obviously there's like fire coming from the temple, and he's very close to the Jedi, so he shows up to see what's going on. And there's a couple clone troopers that are like, "Hey, go back to your ship. Everything's fine here." He's like, "All right," and he starts walking back, and then a little Padawan's running out and getting shot at and dodging bullets and deflecting bullets and killing a couple clone troopers. And Bail Organa's like, "Whoa, what the?" And then does a couple badass flips, and then ultimately gets killed. Mm-hmm. But I guess I read that is George Lucas's son.
Which is super cool. Super
Talk
cool.
about hookups, dude.
George Lucas being the original creator of Star Wars, right?
Yeah, he was the director for those movies too, so.
Which is so cool. So cool. He created what we're sitting here talking about now.
What people have been sitting around talking about for almost 40 years.
I know. It's one of probably, I would say culturally, a huge part of a few generations here.
Yeah, it binds together all sorts of generations. Like even like our grandparents, they were like in their young adulthood, and I'm sure a lot of them went and saw Star Wars and loved it.
For sure.
Like my dad was like 8 when the first one came out, 6 maybe.
I think that's going to do it for StarCast. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave comments. We need feedback on the upcoming episodes. Austin, why don't you run down that list really quick?
Yeah. So the new episode's coming out. We got the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Super hyped for Andor. We touched on that a little bit. We got Ahsoka. which is going to take place right around the same time as Mando.
Yeah, we've talked about Ahsoka previously. Check out some of the other episodes. We kind of
dive into it more. Yeah,
we dive into it more. She's
at least Ahsoka herself.
She's super important. Yeah, super important to Star Wars.
We talked about the Bad Batch a little bit. It's going to be a really good animated series.
Yep.
One that I don't know much about. It's called A Droid Story.
Okay.
I don't know if it's animated or if it's going to be like a CGI thing, but it's the main characters are going to be droids. I don't know if it's going to be following like R2D2 around or.
Interesting. That'll be interesting for sure.
I'd kind of go with R2D2 as a main.
That'd be sweet, dude.
He's a funny character in books that I've read because they actually some of the parts that he says just instead of the beat bops you can actually see what he says.
Yeah, I know.
And he's a funny dude.
I would love to see that. Love to see that.
And then there's 3 more. Visions, which I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Lando Calrissian.
Yep.
And then
is Donald Glover coming back?
I don't know. It's
that'd
not.
be
I
tight.
don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I would say that they kind of have to. He's so good.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
So good.
Donald Glover does good and everything, but
of course. And last one,
The Acolyte, which is what might be the second most hyped for.
And what is this one?
So this one takes place during the High Republic, which is what they're kind of trying to shift focus to in the Star Wars universe. The High Republic was about 60 years before Phantom Menace. It's just like a 400-year span, and I think it's supposed to follow some Sith acolyte who's just kind of in the shadows doing his thing, keeping under the nose of the Jedi.
Sweet. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want to see. 1 episode per or 1 long episode. Going over all of them. As always, thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for episode 5.
Thanks, guys.